What's up, boys and girls? Nameco here, Dustin there. This is your 2018 running back draft strategy. Based on these videos, we're telling you what we're doing, what we're targeting, based on ADPs, how we're looking at the landscape of this year, when we're going to be taking our running backs, and it's a secret, you take a lot of them. So go crazy on running backs, and shocker, the zero RB strategy is dead, which we had called, well, we never said it was a thing, because it was always stupid. So it's back to the old days, grab a lot of running backs.
Grab a lot of running backs and check out our most up-to-date cheat sheet, draft guide. Click on the link in the description. We'll be updating it all the way up until the season starts. So be sure, check out that and download the most updated version right before your draft. So when looking at running backs, like Brent just said, you got to get them early because they're going to go quick. In our top 150, we're projecting 13 running backs to go in the first 20 picks. A majority of those are going to go in the first round. So we like to say try to get at least one in your first two picks. You know, if it's value there, you grab two. That's, you know, you're doing fine. It's not a big deal. You don't go into the draft feeling I need to go running back receiver or I wanted to go running back. See where the value is, but you do want to try to get one with your first two picks because if you wait until the third round, you're already at probably about the 15th running back probably by the time it gets to you. And I don't know if that's where you want to start with your running back core, but you know, we'll talk about something else a little bit later, but you want to try to get one in the first two rounds.
Yeah, and if it starts there, right, you're looking at in third round, pick 20 on, you're looking at the McKinnons of the world, Mixon, Howard, McCoy. So there's just a little bit more question marks with those guys, but they're going there because they all have upside, right? We're not the biggest fans of McKinnon, but I get it, why he's going to, just based on the touches and the Shanahan offense, a guy like Mixon I really love out of this group to break out. But again, they're just not as safe, obviously, as a Gurley or a Le'Veon or, Kamara, getting somebody early. Next, I always really like to look at, hey, where are the running back rookies going this year? So there's a lot of decent rookies that came into the draft, or a lot of names at least, where you get to see if they're decent or not. But around pick 37 is when you see these guys start to go off the board. So you see Geis go at 37, Penny at 42, and then right after that you have Sony Michel and Jones. The one rookie that's dropped as of late is Freeman for the Broncos. He's going around pick 80 all of a sudden, and as we called it early, it's because Booker's getting a lot of love because they say Freeman can't pass block. But again, we're shooting these early, so it could change up. So that's where the rookies are going. You always need to know that, and it's either you're taking the rookies or you're taking guys like the Drakes, the Henrys, the Ajay's of the world. Regardless, in these middle rounds, don't feel like you need to take, a quarterback or a tight end if you're going to wait on a position. Feel free to load up on as many running backs as you can, and certainly don't be taking a backup tight end or a backup quarterback this early.
Yeah, always load up on running backs. But let's say, all the value when it's your pick is at other positions. It gets to you in the second round, and Julio slips to you.
Yeah, you got to take him.
And you want a top quarterback, and Rodgers slips to you, and you're grabbing all these, wide receiver. You're getting your quarterback. Maybe you get your tight end, and you only have one running back, and it's the 6th round. It's really not that bad of a year if that happens to you. I mean, we always say go in and grab value in the early rounds, and sometimes just the value isn't at running back when it's your pick. But of more years than most, it seems like this year it's not a bad thing in terms of there's going to be a lot of really good late round value. We just don't necessarily know who it is yet. There's a ton of messes. Green Bay, Cleveland, Denver, Detroit, Seattle, Indy, Oakland. I mean, all of these teams have a lot of question marks at the running back position. And I mean, one example in Green Bay, Aaron Jones. We really like Aaron Jones, but he's suspended the first 2 games, so he's going to go so late. But does he have our low-end RB1 potential on that offense?
If he gets the touches, why not?
Yeah, so if it ends up that like I said, you only have one running back and it's the 6th round, you're going to have to fill your entire bench with running backs
But that's what you have to do. We always talk about that. You have to buy your lottery tickets, right?
Right.
If you be smart about it, if you see value at the other positions and you're grabbing them early, then from 8th round on, just buy running back lottery tickets. And you only need a couple to pan out. But in theory, those value that you got up top with the receivers and tight ends and quarterbacks, they should be locked in your starting lineup and good. And then you're just going to hope a couple of these running backs work out.
And this has happened to me before, though, where I've seen value at other positions, and I don't really like where my running backs are about halfway through the draft. But those middle rounds, like kind of the 7th, 8th round, that's where a lot of other teams, all right, I'm going to get my tight end now. All right, I'm going to get my quarterback now. So they're not paying as much attention to running backs. And I've found that there actually is some decent value kind of in those spots sometimes. So it's not the end of the world, but that's just kind of how we're saying it. This year there is going to be so many solid late round running back picks, and a lot of those questions will be answered a little bit during the preseason once we start seeing some real football. But as of right now, it's still just kind of a mess in those spots, but there will be some solid value there once we figure out who it's going to be. So that's our running backs. Check out all our other stuff. Download our draft guide, and if you haven't subscribed to our videos yet, our channel yet, go ahead and
Hit the bell!
We will be doing a lot more preseason stuff, and week 1 will be here before we know it.
Woo!